The 1964 European Championship was another one that Scotland didn't enter qualification for. So the next thing that Scotland were trying to qualify for was the 1966 World Cup being held in England. Scotland were put into a four-team group alongside Italy, Poland and Finland. But first up, the British Home Championships started for October 1964 with a 3-2 defeat away to Wales, Stevie Chalmers and Dave Gibson getting the goals for Scotland. Qualification then started against Finland, a 3-1 home win. Denis Law, Stevie Chalmers and Dave Gibson getting the goals to get us up and running. Back in the British Home Championship, Scotland beat Northern Ireland 3-2 at Hampden, Davy Wilson getting 2 goals and Alan Galzine getting the other in November 1964. And then Ian McCall stepped down, Jock Stein taking over as a temporary measure. In April 65, the British Home Championship finished with a 2-2 draw against England at Wembley. Denis Law and Ian St John getting the goals. That was the only block in England winning the championship, though. Scotland finished third behind them and Wales. May 1965 saw a Spain goalless friendly at Hampden and then a 1-1 draw in Poland with Denis Law getting the Scotland goal. There was then a 2-1 win over Finland in Helsinki with Davy Wilson and John Greig getting the goals. October 65 was back in the British Home Championships again, 3-2 defeat to Northern Ireland in Belfast, Alan Galzine getting both our goals, and a 2-1 defeat at home to Poland with Bill McNeill getting that goal. 2 late goals were lost in that game though, which meant Scotland was struggling to qualify. It was a 1-0 win in 1965 in November, with John Greig getting a goal against the Italians, and then a 4-1 win over the Welsh at Hampden in the Home Championship once more. Bobby Murdoch getting 2, Willie Henderson getting 1 and John Greig getting 1. But December 65 saw Italy win 3-0 in our final game in the World Cup qualifying group. That meant Scotland finished second in the group on 7 behind Italy's 9. Stein then left with John Prentice taking over the reins at Scotland. In April 1966, we finished up the British Home Championships once more with a 4-3 defeat to England at Hampden. Denis Law getting 1 and Jimmy Johnson getting 2. That again meant Scotland finished third behind England and Northern Ireland this time. Was in a Netherlands friendly defeat 3-0 at Hampden in May 66, and in June 66, just before the World Cup in July, Portugal friendly at Hampden, a 1-0 defeat and a 1-1 draw with Brazil, with Stevie Chalmers getting the Scotland goal.